I just wanted to let you all know that, as Shannon mentioned, that Casey Camp Hornick and her region are experienced a heavy rainstorm or heavy storm that passed through her region. So she wasn't able to get on because of electricity outaging in her area. So I'm going to give a little bit of updates on what she would have talked about in regards to her tribe, the Ponca tribe of Oklahoma, and then just give light on some of the movements of rights of nature in Indian country and in the tribes throughout the United States. And then a little bit about how we are working in my region to continue a rights of nature initiative as well. So just to quote Casey Camp Hornick, in passing the rights of nature into Ponca tribal law, for the first time, we saw our Indigenous values and rights reflected in Western law. We are not people protecting nature. We are nature protecting itself. This is a powerful way to create system change. So back in 2017, Casey Camp Hornick took the lead with her partners' movement rights to become the first tribe in the United States to recognize the rights of nature on tribal laws. In an effort to stop fossil fuel, environmental racism, environmental impacts to her region there in Oklahoma. And from that, it took the lead in creating the conversation and establishing the conversation nationwide throughout the United States. And from that, several other tribes had continued to push the rights of nature in their region. For example, in 2018, the Lakota tribe recognized the rights of the sacred Menominee rice in the Midwest. And in 2019, the Yurok tribe, which is located in the Pacific Northwest, recognized the rights of the Klamath River. And in 2020, the Nez Perce tribe, which is a little bit east of the Pacific Northwestern region of the United States, recognized the rights of the Snake River. And there's a continuing effort in the Ho-Chunk Nation to recognize the rights of nature within the Ho-Chunk region. And just for folks at an international and national level, give you an understanding of how these rights are being recognized and how it is building up to a larger scale. A lot of the tribes in the United States have tribal sovereignties, and their tribal sovereignty recognizes the ability to self-govern, and a lot of the rights and a lot of policies that are initiated start out within the jurisdictional of reservations and their tribal government systems. And those systems are structured from the Western government structure. And so to move something that has foundations from Indigenous original instructions is pretty monumental. And so a lot of the rights of nature cases and initiatives that have been initiated are from the tribal government levels that have recognition and that have capacity there within their tribal jurisdictions. And so from our region, we are here in the southwestern part of the United States, we are working on a rights of nature that incorporates 12 different tribes' involvement. And so it's taken some time to really establish how a rights of nature initiative will be integrated here in our region. And so what we are doing right now as a continuation is we incorporated an intertribal manuscript. And this intertribal manuscript includes the intellectual and the traditional knowledge and the original instructions and policies of Indigenous peoples from different tribes. And we bring those together to create a foundation for our rights of nature work. And from that, we have consulted and started working with tribal attorneys within these 12 tribes. And these tribal attorneys have been working with us to identify the strongest avenue to take that merges traditional knowledge as well as tribal laws that would have strength and resiliency and power moving forward with Western law, and that would be complementary to one another. And so we are looking at this at a level of having strength beyond just our reservation boundaries and beyond just our own jurisdictional boundaries. We are looking to expand beyond traditional customary areas and traditional territories outside of our reservation lines. So that's an idea of what rights of nature initiatives look like within the United States, work with tribal communities and tribal nations. So I'm happy to provide some more insights as we get further into the conversation and discussions.